Blake's a guy that works extremely hard, day in and day out. He's always in the film room. He works hard in practice. He's a pleasure to coach. He has the how. He has it in every area of his life, and that's what makes it a lot of fun.
What kind of development did you see from your defense through three quarters last week, and then what happened in the fourth?
I tell you what, I think, I thought our guys did a really nice job. I thought our back end did a really nice job competing and contesting balls, which was a lot of fun to see. We had a little lapse there in the fourth quarter, but at the end of the day, we found a way we got two big stops at the end of the game. One to get our offense the ball back, and the other one in the 2-minute drill, the sack fumble by Carter Coughlin. So those are positives to build on heading into this week.
What sort of challenges do you have with Illinois' rushing offense and Corbin?
They're obviously gonna spread you out, which I think our guys have worked really hard at that this week. We got to do a great job making tackles in space, which is something we certainly need to improve upon. That's been an emphasis for us this week. I'm sure they'll put us in positions where we need to make those plays, and we're looking forward to that challenge.
Jordan,
quarterback that you expect to see?
I think both their quarterbacks have unique skill sets, and whichever one's out there, that we have to have a plan, and we'll be ready for that. And those are things that we really can't control, but our guys have really liked the preparation we've had so far this week.
Jordan was great in coverage, 3 pass breakups, and his first career interception. How excited does that make you for the final 4 games and going into the offseason?
It's a lot of fun, right? He certainly changed his best from the last time, from his last opportunity, and he's got to change his best for this opportunity as well. But Coach Dye's done a wonderful job with him. He prepares the right way, and we're going to have to bring our A game again this week, especially in space.
What have you guys, with having the 31-9 lead and then giving it back, how have you talked to the guys, and what do you think they've learned from kind of relinquishing that lead and then getting the win, and how have you been trying to help them figure out how to close out games?
Yeah, for us, you take it one play at a time, right? And each play is an independent event, and you either win that play or you don't win that play. And we just look at it as in terms of we got to be a more consistent defense. We got to win more plays. We got to win more plays in a row. And when you keep your head down and you focus on that, you usually end up with the result that you like at the end.
How do you keep it 2 weeks in a row, where last week you didn't miss many tackles at all, you were making plays in space? How do you make it 2 weeks in a row?
That's the million-dollar question, right? It's everybody working together. If you go back in previous weeks, when there's creases at different levels of your defense, it creates bigger space to make tackles. I thought last week we did a better job at dictating daylight. We're going to need to do that again this week. Dictate daylight, keep things in, and minimize the space in which we have to make plays, and let our athletes flourish in those situations.
How valuable is it to have a guy like Jordan gaining this experience now moving forward into the future?
He's the next guy up, and whether it's now or the future, for guys like Blake Cashman, we want to play successful defense right now. And it's going to take guys like Jordan Howland to do that immediately, and that was a positive to see. It kind of gives some juice to the entire defense, from that standpoint. And he's got to find a way to change his best and get better, because believe me, as well as he did, there's a million and two things that he can improve on for this week, and he knows that, and he's preparing the right way. And we got to continue collectively as a defense and individually change our best for this week.
You've been switching up the defensive line personnel in different sub-packages, but how do you get more out of your defensive line from people not named Carter Coughlin against the run and the pass?
That's for us, it comes down to matchups, right? And as we look at it each week, we look at the best matchup based on the offensive lineman that they're going to face. So the positive is I think we have some smart guys up there that have some flexibility, and then it's up to us to do an elite job of putting them in a position to make plays. I thought we kind of got into a rhythm there late in the fourth quarter, whether it was in the run or the pass, to make some plays on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and we kind of got to pick up where we left off this week.
How well do you think the D-backs responded to playing a little bit more physical? PJ talked about trying that a little bit to get those guys that experience.
I thought their response last week was elite. There's some ups and downs in the game, but that's not on them. That's on us collectively as a whole. But really like the progress we're making. We've had another physical week of practice to this point in time, and it's got to carry over into a football game.